Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back. We have made it to the end of one more week. Next week, brand new stuff. We're going to focus on our last writing assignment of the year, our last major one at least, which is around the movie review that we're going to write. And it's something fun. It's something that students in the past have really enjoyed. You get to pick any movie that you want. We're going to talk about those techniques around writing those and what that entails. I'll model my note-taking and what I took away from a couple professional examples. We'll look at student samples from previous years. I really think you guys are going to enjoy doing that. It's nice to end the year on something a little bit more loose than something like a CQA, right? But first, today is our last day of intertextuality and finding connections between multiple books. I know we've done a lot of work on this. We have one more day to get through, and I'm hoping today is going to be a little bit more fun in that it's a creative response. It's not another chart. It's not another video or anything like that. It's a chance for you to get a little bit creative with your connections that you've been making with your LDG book that you finished and the independent book that you're currently reading. Okay, so let's take a look at the module like we do every day. Start with announcements. Happy Friday. Creative writing today. Movie review begins Monday, as I said. Checklist for today. You're going to watch this video. I'll include the link right there. Then you will complete your creative writing response. The directions are going to be further along in the module, but if you want a shortcut, you could click that right there. This is going to be due Sunday at midnight. So I will grade these first thing Monday morning. So please make sure those are done on that Google Doc through Classroom by Sunday at midnight. Otherwise, I will reach out to you and find out what might have gone wrong. Notice no reading responsible for today, just because the creative writing response might take you a little bit more time, so I took reading out of it. There's your live optional sessions if you have questions today about anything, and then the end of the week at a glance. As we roll along here, today's mini lesson. Good readers make intertextual connections by imagining different ways the books could creatively interact with each other. And you're going to use all of your charts and the notes that you've taken online the last couple of weeks to give you some ideas on how to do this. Let's keep rolling. The mini lesson link to the video will be right there as always. And here's the all-important application activity for May 8th. So all the directions for today's creative writing project or response are located at this link. As I said before, this will be a grade in the gradebook. I haven't graded anything since your symbolism CQAs. I will look at your charts for completion, but this is going to be 1 through 12 point scale grade. I will have the rubric attached to the assignment as well, so you can check that out. But this is going to be a link where you can take a look at all the directions. So it'll take you to a Google Doc, which should be accessible for you. And it says your Friday assignment is to complete a piece of creative writing using elements of both your coming-of-age LDG and the independent coming-of-age novel you started reading this week. You're going to focus on similar themes and messages about the process of growing up and pick one of the following prompts to write a 1 to 2 page creative piece on. As I said before, use your charts from the past 2 weeks to help you gather ideas. Okay, so a lot of that should sound familiar. Looking for about 1 or 2 pages. You have 4 different options here to do for this. Number 1 option, write a scene from a novel in which the protagonist from your LDG interacts with the protagonist from your independent book. If you want to do a side character, I'm okay with that. Have both of them grow in some way through this interaction. Include descriptive dialogue, just like in your hero's journey chapter. So you're going to be pretending you're writing a book, you're writing a novel, you're putting on your author's cap, and there's a page where protagonists in both books interact with each other. Pretend like you're writing a page from a chapter in a novel. Number 2, write a personal letter from the character of one book to another. Use some of those historical fiction writing techniques like vivid description and activating your senses, and make sure you use tension techniques if there's some storytelling that's a tense moment that the character is describing. Strong emotions, right? It should be captivating. Think about some of those techniques you worked on through historical fiction and write a really powerful letter that's written from one character to another. Number 3, write a series of tweets or text messages back and forth between the characters from both books. You can format this however you'd like, but please avoid littering them with grammar errors. I know when we text or tweet sometimes we're not really worried about those things, and I'm not going to dock you necessarily for that, but just so I can read it and it's not thrown together kind of haphazardly and sort of sloppily, please make sure you're still looking across the things that you write at the end and revising for some of those errors and clean that up, okay? And then last option, going way back to October. Create a poetry set that captures the intertextual themes of both your stories. This is the one that I would choose. Consider the following possibilities. And remember, each needs to be at least 20 lines. You've got 3 different poem options here. Each of those options include a link that describes each option in more detail. So like number 1, or I should say letter A, when you're writing a concrete found poem, you probably don't know what that is yet. So you may want to click on those 2 links to find out more about it, and it could be something that really interests you. B is the Where We're From poem. We wrote that back in October. There's a link to a template. I can give you some possibilities there. We did that in class together. C is an acrostic poem. Again, a link that shows you more about that. No, I said you had 4 options, but if you think of something really creative that blends both stories, that's not one of the 4 options, email me and ask me, and I'll probably say yes. I would love for the idea to come from you organically. So don't hesitate to reach out if something else pops into your brain. Okay, so you're going to choose which of those 4 or your own that you would like to do. And then you're going to click on your class, just like you have been doing with the charts. So if I'm in Core 1, I click the Core 1 link. It'll take me to that document where I complete this project, this assignment. And that is all you have to do for today. Remember, that's due Sunday at midnight. And then the exit ticket is just hitting turn in on that creative writing assignment when completed on the Google Doc. And as I said before, I will reach out to anyone on Monday whose assignment is missing. This is the last thing we'll do around intertextuality with your independent book and your LDG book connecting. As I said, Monday we're pivoting to the movie review. I will do a lot of modeling on analyzing professional movie reviews, get you guys some note-taking options for choosing your own movie and note-taking around that to make sure your movie review is filled with great evidence. And then we will finish up with kind of the structure of that, how to organize our thoughts, and submit that as our last major piece of writing of the school year, if you can believe it. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Reach out to me with any questions. I'd be happy to address them. Have a good day, everybody.